What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the 4 tactical decisions you need to make against any opponent.
I'm abandoning my position on the left, sir. I want what remains of us here. Here! Every brigade, every battalion, here! Put every gun to them, sir. Every gun. Very good, sir.
All right, welcome to the show, and let's get right into it. Okay, so we're talking about 4 tactical decisions to make against any opponent. Okay, now this really helped me a lot when I first kind of figured out this framework a little bit, and I hope it'll help you too. Okay, so your opponent's, your name's been called at the tournament, your opponent's up there, right? He's up there, he's at the table, he's getting ready, and your mind goes blank, right? And you just go up there and you're like, okay, and you may have lost the match already by not thinking about what you're going to do prior to gripping up with the person, okay? And I think all of us have kind of been through that where before you know it, you're up there and you didn't even really think about what you're doing, whether you won or lost. You just kind of went up there and you went through the motions, and that's okay. But I want to give you a little bit of a, kind of a little bit different way to think about your opponents, and this will give you a framework and help you decide on how to pick your techniques, even under a lot of stress. Okay, and that's what happens at an arm wrestling tournament. When your name gets called, all of a sudden it gets a lot more difficult to me. It gets a lot more difficult to start thinking clearly about what you're going to do, like to start to decipher things. Like if you were sitting back at the computer watching people arm wrestle, and you can think clearly about what they're doing based on what you're seeing, it's a whole lot different when you're up there. Okay, guys, so here's the 4 tactical decisions. And these are more like categories, okay? But these are decisions, and all of the different things that happen after that will kind of fall into these categories, and you'll see what I mean, okay? So the 4 different tactical decisions we have against any opponent, okay, are going to be attack, number 1. Number 2, defend. Number 3, directly counter. Or number 4, slip. You're going to try to get to the strap. Those are the 4 choices you have against an opponent. You can attack, defend, directly counter, or plan to slip and get to the strap. Now that's really going to help because now suddenly you're like, okay, now you have a little bit of a framework. Now you have a little bit of a guide, right, to go with. Now you're like, now when you look at your opponent, now you can go, am I going to attack with this guy? Am I going to go right into my move and just try to win the match? Is it smarter to try to defend? Is he a fast side pressure guy? Should I try to retreat a little bit? Maybe get on the outside? Should I counter? Is this guy going to hook for sure? And my best move is going to be a low hand top roll right on the get-go for a direct counter. Or are my chances of winning the match better in the strap? If they are, then your plan should be to slip, okay? So coming right back, tactical decisions. You've made one of those decisions, okay? And everything else will follow from that. So let's look at them one at a time, and it'll clear this up, and I think it'll really help. Okay, so let's look at these tactical decisions one at a time. We'll kind of go through them a little bit here, okay? So obviously we have attack, we have defend, we have counter, and we have slip as our 4 primary choices that we have against any opponent, okay? So let's look at number 1. Number 1 is your attack. All that means is you're gonna come up there, you're looking at this opponent, and you're deciding, okay, my best chance is to attack. I'm going to go up there, I'm going to try to force my move onto this opponent. Okay, that's a big part of arm wrestling. Okay, that simplifies things though. Okay, you've already made a big decision. You've already decided what move you're going to do. Okay, you decided I'm going to attack, and I'm going to attack with what? Maybe your dominant move, you got a top roll, or you got a low hook. Okay, whatever your dominant move is, that's going to probably be your attack, okay? But think about it. You've already made a huge decision. You look at this guy and you're like, I'm going to attack. Number 2, what with? Okay, I'm going to do a low hook. Okay, number 3, all you got to do is get yourself in position now. You're going to go up to the table. You've already decided in just a few seconds, you decided what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, okay? And now just your only goal is to get yourself up to the table and position yourself as well as you can to do that exact attack. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so let's look at the second choice. Okay, so second choice. You decided you're not going to attack this opponent. Okay, and a lot of this, I understand this is a little bit more advanced arm wrestling, but I really want to talk to everyone in the community. I have some people that are at the highly advanced level. I have some people that are beginning, but I think this information is going to be good for everybody, no matter what level you are. Okay, so your second choice is a defense. Okay. Defending, you're deciding you're not attacking the opponent. You're not just going to go into your move and try to force him down. You're deciding that you're going to try a defense. Okay. Now we talked the other day about a fast side pressure attack, defending against a side pressure attack, where we were focusing on retreating and trying to kind of re-angle your hand, trying to affect the little fingers, things like that. There's also people that go into a defensive hook on purpose. Okay, now I don't think it's a fantastic move, but if you're winning your match, then I'm not going to tell you it's a bad move. Okay, everyone's got a different style, and it's all about making what style you have work for you at the table. So if you decided on the go, you're gonna go into like a defensive hook position in order to contain your opponent, maybe wear him down a little bit. I've seen that strategy used. Or you're going to retreat. That would be just a defensive decision. And whatever type of tactic you decide to do, it falls into the defensive category. Okay, you decide on the go, you're going to try a defensive move against this opponent. Once again, that's already really simplified things. If you have a few defensive moves in your arsenal, okay, then you're already going to be thinking, okay, I've decided I'm going to defend against this person with what? Okay, you have a certain move in mind? Good. Okay, now you're going to go up to the table, position yourself for that exact move you decided to do. You decided to retreat and bring your hand out. You've already made that decision before you put your arm on the table. That's a big deal. Now you can get yourself in exactly the right position to pull off that move, just like you did in practice. Okay, now let's look at number 3. Okay, number 3 is a direct counter choice. Okay, and this is your third tactical decision, is a direct counter. Okay, something I think that's a huge part of arm wrestling, and it's a little bit more advanced, but that's a big part of winning in arm wrestling is countering your opponent, especially right on the go. Okay, so in this instance, you have somebody like in this case, let's say it's somebody who's just gonna try to force a hook in the middle of the table. Okay, my choice would be a counter. Let's say, so I'm gonna go with a low hand top roll. They're gonna hook. They're hooking on the go, and I've decided that's what I'm positive they're going to do. Okay, if you don't know what the opponent's going to do, you really can't effectively counter it. But if you do know what they're going to do, and you can see what they're doing and how they're setting up, you can counter it right on the go. Okay, so let's say the opponent's going for a hook, and you set yourself up for the perfect low hand top roll. So on the go, you've put yourself in a position to beat that opponent too. So with that, once again, it simplifies things. If you decide this guy is going to hook, I'm going to counter. The second your name gets called, you see him, you're like, that guy's hooks everybody. So I'm going to try to counter with let's say a low hand top roll. Okay, you've just made another tactical decision. You decided to counter. You're not attacking, you're not defending, you're countering. Okay, so you made that decision. Okay, with what? With your low hand top roll. Okay, great. Now when you go to the table, all you have to think about is setting yourself up for the perfect low hand top roll, just like in practice. Okay, you don't have to think about, okay, when you get up there, you can't be making those decisions. You shouldn't be making those decisions at the last second, unless you see something in the opponent and you make an adjustment. That's fine. You say, oh, I'm going to press instead because you see an avenue of attack. That's not what I'm talking about. That's different. That's even more advanced arm wrestling. Okay, when you get to the point where you can get up to the table and make quick second decisions and make really quick changes, okay, that's really great. But for right now, this is going to help get you in the right frame of mind for what to do before you even get up to the table. Okay, and then the fourth tactical choice we have, some people aren't going to like this, but hey, this is arm wrestling, okay? Slipping is a tactic. I've said that 1,000 times, and in pro arm wrestling or anywhere else, slipping from your opponent, if it's going to maximize your chances of winning the match in the strap, if your chances, your whole goal when you're at the table is to win the match fairly, but it's to win the match, okay? Arm wrestling has all these different tools and tactics and choices, right? Okay, now this is your fourth choice, your fourth tactical decision. You've decided that in order to maximize your chances of beating this opponent, you're not going to attack, you're not going to defend, you're not going to directly counter. You decide that my chance of beating this guy is better in the strap. Perfect. You've made a huge tactical decision in order to put yourself at the table to win the match. You decided, I'm going to slip. That's my tactic. I'm going to slip. Put yourself in a position at the table in order to let you slip effectively and then get to the strap on your second match. All right, thanks for watching the show today. That was 4 tactical decisions to make against any opponent. Make sure to check out my coaching services in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My job is to help you become a better arm wrestler right now and help you save all the time and wasted energy that it takes trying to learn it all by yourself. But my schedule is filling up fast, so don't waste another second. If you want to light speed your arm wrestling knowledge, supercharge your training, and start winning more matches, click on the link in the description, go to my arm wrestling coaching page, and book a session with me right now.